love, and divine light. I hope the sun is shining wherever you are and you're living in your greatest purpose. Thank you for your likes, comments, shares, and subscribes. Thank you to all who have book personal readings, all the channel members, new subscribers. Let me just adjust this. Okay. All right, y'all. I'm going to make sure I share this and share the live as well if you're on here. All right, y'all. Welcome to the live. All right, y'all. Welcome to the live. Make sure you share the live as you come in. Thumbs up the video as well. As you come in as well. Okay, so I hope the sun is shining wherever you are and you are living in your greatest purpose. Thank you everyone who continue to support the channel by watching the content, sharing the content, liking the videos. We've just been working to make sure that we get things together. Okay, so I truly hope the sun is shining wherever you are and you're living in your greatest purpose. It's very essential to have purpose. So I'm going to get straight to it. Hey, everyone, like, comment, share, subscribe if this is your first time joining our channel. Hopefully you like the content. So the message that, I guess you could say subject, it may be the message. Definitely been thinking about some things having to do with energy. Okay. Energy, specifically your energy. You as someone who feel like you've kind of like had to work really hard to get to the point where you're at right now. Okay. And many of you may not feel like you're exactly where you want to be. Yet you know you are not where you used to be. And that's huge for you. That is huge. Because there's people that have noticed your progress. There may be some people who have not noticed your progress. Regardless of that, you know you're making progress. Okay. You know that wherever you were previously, whether that is mentally, physically, or spiritually, you are not in that same place that you were mentally, physically, or spiritually. So there's a lot of growth happening right now. And that growth comes with a lot of rewards too. That growth is coming with a lot of rewards. Okay. Some of that reward is definitely material abundance for many of you. Some of that reward, it's just having a sense of peace that you didn't have before, knowing who you are, knowing your purpose, or having a better sense of your purpose. Okay, so these are some of the rewards that come with coming into a level of awareness that you're in now that you may not have been before. Okay, so your energy is definitely different. And this is kind of like the subject, or the energy, if you will, that that we were working with before coming on this live, is the significance of your energy. And as I was thinking about energy, I was hearing this message about how it's always really been about your energy, regardless of the situations you've left, where you came from and where you are going. There's always been something about your energy that has been pivotal. It's like it's been at the center of everything. Some of you may be thinking right now that your energy may not be quite where you want it to be. And be empathetic towards yourself if you're not where you would like to be. Because as we all know, we're all a work in progress, right? And I almost feel like regardless of how much elevation we're doing, how much growth we're experiencing, we're always going to feel like there's a lot more that we could be doing. Okay, there's a lot more that we could be doing. And what's essential, like at the basis of everything, is your energy. Now let's take, okay, so we said it's been about your energy, right? Let's take, and this is the case, and I'm going to go back. This is the case for the energies that you've come in contact with or you've released that are not serving you, as well as the energies that you're moving towards. So essentially, you may be noticing now that something about your energy attracted those people that you're no longer in their presence or in their energy. Okay? And what is it about that that's significant? Do you know that there are people, all right? And we're going to try to keep this about your growth, right? Yeah, this is the case. Do you know that there are people that literally attach themselves to you because of your energy? Because of the energy that you have that they want from you? Many of those folks that attach themselves to you, believe it or not, don't even really want anything to do with you physically. It's something about your energy, literally, that they attach themselves to. They gravitate towards it. They pull on your energy because it's your energy that gives them life. And it gives life to whatever it is that they're doing, whatever their purpose is, whatever their agenda is. That purpose and agenda comes with a certain energy. And in order for that agenda and purpose to be fed, it needs a certain energy to attach itself to. And many a times what happens is, it's like you become this is kind of like I'm kind of creeped out even just thinking about this. It's like you become a host, if you will, you know, for some entity to basically like feed off of, in order for them to elevate themselves, in order for them to strengthen themselves, in order for them to strengthen their agenda, their whatever it is that they're doing. It's your energy that they need to feed off of. Okay? It's your energy that they need to feed off of. And like speaking about this way kind of reminds you of some sort of like horror movie you've seen, right? I'm pretty sure many of you can think of like a handful of horror movies that remind you of what we're talking about right now, where you have someone who is of a certain energy, and then that energy attracts some entity, something that then essentially it feeds off of, and then it gives life to it. Okay, so essentially like the host or whoever it is, right, gives life to whatever that energy is. Now put in the comment section if you can think of a movie, if you can think of actually multiple movies where you've seen this. How many movies have you seen this actually pictured? How many movies have actually given you, you know, it's like giving you the 411 of how some of these entities operate. Like you're literally getting, and I'm going to try to stop saying literally because progress, right? You're getting images, you're getting information right in front of your face that's telling you how these entities are operating. Like a lot of times they will tell you to your face how they do what they do. They're not secretive about it. There's nothing secretive about what they do. They tell you, and you know, sometimes people say it's hidden in plain sight. It's not even hidden. They reveal what their plan is. They reveal what their plot is. They reveal to you exactly what it is their agenda is through movies. Now, if you can, name a couple movies that you can think of. Maybe we'll make this fun. Okay. All right. So anyone who's on the live, we're going to make this fun. If you can name at least like 3 movies where you have seen this depicted, all right, I'm going to go back to this live, enter your name in a drawing for a free, let's say, we'll do a mini read, okay? For a free mini read. All right? If you can name at least 3 movies. Now you have to name at least 3. And you know there's a lot of them, okay? And the movies that you are looking to, that you're naming, are movies that depict, it could be books too, okay? For those of us that read, right? Name movies or books where you have seen this depicted, where you see reference to people's energies being the subject of why it is like these hosts, these we can call them karmics sometimes. That's exactly what it is. Entities, organizations attach themselves to your energy. And there are a lot of things that we can say about that. Okay? There are a lot of things that we can say about that. And many of you may have seen the post that I posted in the community tab earlier today. And I'm not going to go too much into it because it's one of those things I'm not ready to speak on, because it's you have to be ready for it. I'm just going to mention it very briefly. And this is in regards to a certain, organization that we've been talking about that have basically been doing some things. And it is speculated in this article that they've been feeding off of the energies of, okay, we'll leave it like that. Okay. So there's information out there. There's information out there that shows us that this exists. So what is it about your energy? And I think that's the question we get to ask ourselves. What is it about your energy that these entities, karmics, whoever it is, would attach themselves to it? You are a light being. Your energy is one such that is high vibrational. And for a very long time, it was the task of, and I'm gonna use the energies that were in power. Okay, I'm gonna say that the energies that were in power needed for you to not know how much of a light being you were, and it's almost like you were giving it away. In Haitian, we say gaspiller. That is the term that we use. Gaspiller. You're wasting it. And it's not that you wanted to waste it. You didn't want to waste your energy. You were told that, you were promised some things if you did. Some of you, that's the case. Some of you were completely misguided regarding who you were. You were kind of like thrown in a path where you were supposed to go deeper into darkness. And I'm going to try not to use that term because of the negative connotations. You were supposed to go deeper into the not knowing, right? Because the more you didn't know, it's almost like you were giving your power away. The more you didn't know about your own power, about your own light, okay? In essence, the more you didn't know about the power of your energy, the more of it you were basically giving away. And people were free to use it whichever way that they chose. And there were people that were banking on that. There were many people that were banking on you not knowing how powerful you were, how powerful your light is. Because the more you didn't know, the more you can essentially be used for your energy to fuel their purpose, to fuel their stuff. The more you didn't know who you were, the more you didn't know who you are, your essence, your power, the more then it's like you were feeding their purpose. The more you were ignorant about your purpose, the more you were feeding theirs. Ooh, that was dope. Okay, I had to think about that one for a second. You were feeding somebody else's purpose. You were taking care of their business, and then you weren't taking care of home. And some of you, this means physically, mentally, and spiritually. You weren't taking care of home while you were taking care of somebody else's business, making sure that their stuff is okay. See, that was all part of, the agenda. Let's take that example in the case of like relationships that some of you may have been in, where their purpose, their plot was to convince you that you were less than, whether that means less than them. And many of you know that that's the case. Many of these folks were working really hard to convince you that you were less than them. They weren't obvious about it though. No. They couldn't be obvious about it, because if you found out exactly what they were doing, then again, you wouldn't be able to feed their purpose and their agendas. So many a times they were it's like they were direct but indirect. Like in the case of those movies where they're telling you exactly what they're telling you, yet they classify it as entertainment. Okay, this is just for entertainment. This is just for, excuse the it's just for shits and giggles, right? That's the term that they use. So we see this thing, we go to the movies, we watch this, and we're like, yeah, I just paid that was a good film. Wait, that was about me. That movie was, and many of you have seen this, like you felt it. You watch movies like this and you're like, that kind of reminds me of someone. You know what? The way that vampire was just like biting on this person's, and then they were taking away their essence, that kind of reminds, and then, you'll have these moments where like, oh, this seems familiar. I've been there before. And this is what the movies do. They show you these things. It's entertainment. It's a ha-ha. And at the same time, there are some deep lessons embedded in those. So again, going back to your energy has always been powerful. Many of you just didn't know it, and you weren't supposed to know it. You were supposed to be ignorant to your power, to your light, because the more ignorant you were to your power, to your light, the more someone else can take your power and your light. Let's say that in a different way. The more you were taking care of somebody else's house, the more you weren't taking care of your own house. And that can be mentally, physically, or spiritually. Some of us have these like huge dreams and things that we've always wanted to accomplish. Yet, we allow working for some company or organization. And again, this is no shade, right? We allow them to take up all of our time and energy to where we have nothing left to devote to ourselves, to our purpose, to what really makes us happy. So you're not taking care of home, right? And okay, Anthony, you said Interview with a Vampire. Yes. Okay, Brad, I see you. Now I don't think I've seen any of those. Now, Anthony, I have seen Interview with a Vampire. The one with Brad Pitt. So yeah, so if you can put the names of like any other films that you can think of that portray this, And I will definitely put you. Okay, so I got one person that has 3 so far. I only see one person with 3. Wait, there's some more. Oh, Anthony, you got. Let's see. Anthony, you have. Okay. You have. I think you have 2 aliens. Interview with a vampire. I think that's 2. Okay, so let's continue. Energy, energy, energy. So I want to make sure in speaking on this, I don't just focus on the negative when it comes to talking about your energy. Okay? So your energy attracts people or energies that are devoid of light, depending on how your energy is, whether you are aware of it or not. Many a times it can attract people who are devoid of light, who are looking for life, who want to feed off of your energy so that they can get their life, so they can fulfill their agenda, their purpose. Now, there's a positive aspect to this as well. So just like your energy can attract people that are devoid of light, your energy also is attracting wonderful, beautiful, positive things that are elevating you. Many of you may be experiencing this at this time. And it's significant because, there are so many sources that are trying to convince you like, this is the end times and you should be worried and, you should be frantic and nervous and you should like, like there's a lot of forces that are trying to convince you of this. Yet many of you who are chosen, who are children of light, you know that this is also one of the most abundant times we are living in. And your energy is attracting so much more than you ever imagined previously in your life. And this is because it's like a magnet. You're wheeling it in. And many of you are like, seriously? You are I want to make sure I put the right words in Aishin. The word is, I believe it's wanga. Wafe wanga my shit. Okay. Wafe wanga. Wafe, you're making things happen. You're making things happen. Your energy is making things happen. It's creating like these changes. And just as we're speaking of this, have you seen what is the character's name? The Marvel character, Doctor Strange. Have you seen Doctor Strange? Believe it or not, he's one of my favorite Marvel characters because and I like his story as well. So this is reminding me of Doctor Strange. Like the energy that you're in right now, it's like you're able to like literally flip and switch and move into parallel universes at will. You're able to make things happen. And you're being very purposeful about it. Like these are not accidents. Like the actions that you are, the ways that you're moving is making this happen. So it's like you in essence, you are doing your wanga. And for many of you, wanga, the term wanga in Vodou is, it's somewhat like magic, not the same thing, okay? Wanga is a lot more powerful than magic. Now, if many of you familiar with the magician in Tarot, you don't want to know about Wanga. Wanga is a lot more powerful than magic. And also, Wanga is, I'm not going to speak too much of it because me personally, I'm not that much familiar with it in terms of like not necessarily the actions, but in describing it. See, that's the thing about Vodou. Vodou is like Vodou is a science. It is a way of being. And it's not one of those things that like, it's like trying to speak on it automatically. It almost seems like it limits it. It really does. It's just a way of life. It's a way of being. And when we speak of one God, it speaks of your power, speaks of your strength. And this is how many of you are coming into your power right now. You literally are so connected. Your energy is so in alignment with your purpose, with where you're supposed to be, right? And again, we're all working, we're on a path, right? We haven't arrived, yet you're not where you used to be. And the one God that you are doing right now, the way you're attracting certain people and things to you, just know that those energy vampires that used to literally sniff you out, to try to find you, to attach themselves to you, they can no longer stay. This is why many of you, a lot of people are not able to stay around you anymore, because your energy is different. Your light is literally, okay, I'm gonna stop saying literally. That's just it's just a fun word. All right. So your light is really, it's doing some things. Your light is powerful. You've heard this before. Now you're seeing it. You're seeing the actions. It's just like, duh, 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 duh. Okay. Let's see. Any more movies listed? Annihilation, Invasion of the Body, and The Host. Okay, Paulina got 3. I think Invasion of the Body. It seems like there could be another one missing. All right, so we got a couple folks that got some stuff, that got some movies. Focus, Will Smith. I haven't seen that one, Anthony. I have not seen that one. Brad Atkins, Sinners, definitely, yes. Okay, so hopefully you get a sense of how powerful your energy is. And this is why we're saying it's always been about your energy. Okay, it's always been about your energy. It's like, they can sniff you out. And as I'm saying this, I'm reminded of those Twilight movies. There was, I think this was the first one? In the first Twilight movie, where Bella goes and she's playing, I think it's T-ball or something like that with the vampires. And then it's like she tries to be one of them. And then it's like the bad vampire, like, smells her. And then it's like awakened this, really like enraged energy in him. And then he just goes after her, right? It's kind of like that. You have people who are literally sniffing you out. They're like, yeah, this one's naive. Yeah, this one, I could do this, I could do that. They knew exactly what they could do. They knew exactly what state that you were in. They knew, about how naive you were, what you didn't know, how unawakened you were. They knew. These people that came into your energy, the karmics, whatever you want to call them, they knew. They were able to tell. And you're also going to be able to tell right now that those same folks cannot come around you. They will not be able to come around you because your energy is different. For the ladies out there, and I'm just going to put this out, right? For all the ladies watching, have you noticed that once your energy changed, you started attracting a different type of masculine energy? Like certain energies, certain feminines, we'll get these folks who are like hollering at them, hey shorty, this, da 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 da. Like there's certain people that they will not even like, they know that, listen, you can't, right? Your energy is attracting, a different type of masculine energy. And then maybe that's something we'll talk about later. As far as relationships, that the relationships that you are going to be coming into are going to be different. Them folks that used to come around, trying to mess around and just, hit it and quit it and this and that. Not to say all masculines are like this, right? Many of them know that that's not, they can't run game on you. In fact, your spirit guides, your ancestors, listen, they won't even let them see you. That's how different it is now. The wrong kind of energy won't be able to see you, but the right kind of energy, the right kind of energy will. Okay? The right kind of energy will. Hey, Sheila. Good to see you. Oh, Brad, you said use your word. That's what literally makes you. I know. I just love that word. Like, literally. Somebody said that one time. They're like, oh my gosh, would you stop it already with the literally? How many times have you said that in your video? Some folks be coming at me with the comments, y'all, but I'm like, I don't know, maybe they didn't I'm like, maybe they didn't drink enough water today or something. Maybe they're parched. I don't know why they act, why they say, certain things. But anywho, y'all, yes, shout out to everyone who was on the live today, everyone who commented. Thank you for your beautiful energy, for contributing. As usual, I didn't mean for the live to be that long. It was, I really hope that, someone, it resonated. And also it is useful, helpful for you. Okay. I want to make sure I didn't miss anyone's comment. Hey, Nettie, member in the house. Hey, Nettie, I'm sending you hearts. Let's see. Did I miss anyone else? Let's see. I don't think I did. Steven, I think I said hey. Steven, Moxie, Brad, Jem. Hey, Jem. Let's see. Anyone else I miss? Adenette. Hey, Adenette. Welcome. Welcome back. All right, y'all. Thank you for joining the live. It was real. Stay away from those energy vampires and stay on your path. All right, y'all. Peace, love, and divine light. Stay tuned. I may be doing a reading after this. We'll see. All right. Peace, love, and divine light, y'all.